Hi everyone, so welcome to my bathroom. The place where I usually film and stuff is kind of in shambles, so I thought might as well bring you with me into the bathroom. I was gonna touch up my makeup actually for filming and stuff, and I was like, I have a few things that I've actually been doing as a part of my routine that are a little bit different, so I thought I might as well show you um, kind of be doing my makeup date while I go. So the first thing is I want to touch up my foundation, and I actually just did like a makeup experiment again, and I combined the two liquid foundations that I'm working on right now, which was the Neutrogena Hydrating Tint, which had a mix in of the NYX Bare With Me concealer, and then also this Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. And I just went ahead and just threw it all in here. I was even thinking of trying to like make a cushion and like do all this sorts of stuff, but I don't think I'm quite ready to like go to that level. But I just mixed it on here. I grabbed this pump that fits over the bottle. Actually, this is a MAC pump, and so yeah, so this is actually I just did this right before filming, so we'll see how the consistency is. I went ahead and put some of it on the back of my hand that was like on the wand that I was using to mix everything together. So let's do that real quick. I put my sponge somewhere. So I'm using my sponge. Honestly, I just pack it on there. So let's see. It still has, I think it should have lighter coverage now than before, which I'd actually prefer because the mix that I had between the concealer and the tint was sometimes a little bit too heavy. It is a tad dark, so I'll probably have to be mixing it in with um, some of my lighter like foundation samples that I've been trying to work through. But it will do for this video. All right, so I'd say that's pretty good. So I've been doing crazy things for my blush and contour, so I'm just gonna try to walk you through it. Basically, I first take my Almay Skin Perfecting Concealer. I just been trying to work through it. I am now down to 2 lines. I just worked through the third one. I had started with 5, and I worked through 3 of them, so now I'm down to 2, which is very exciting. So basically, it's kind of crazy. So I do basically put a ton of it on the back of my hand, and then put another strip of it over here. So if you can see, I have 2 sections. This, I usually use this side for the contour and this side for my blush. So I'll show you what I'm doing from here on. So next, I have been taking, well, right now my fingers are still dry, so I'm gonna add in my powders, which is, I've been using my Sleek. Is Sleek still around? Basically I got this used, but it was their Sleek like trio that was super, super popular. I got it in the shade medium. I've rarely shown it on my channel. I went ahead and depotted the blush because I wasn't gravitating towards it. I pushed in the MAC Glow Play blush and So Natural. So I've been trying to work through that. That's actually something I'm trying to pan, kind of unofficially, but I'll probably roll it into a project really, really soon. And then this contour, I just haven't used it. It's actually kind of dark. And I would have to be super, super light hand with it. But with this method I'm doing, I can actually use quite a bit. So basically I put, I think I've been putting 3 strips of it. So basically just like go back to my powder. And I don't have too much trouble about like having a little bit of cream on my fingers before going back into the powder. I haven't had too much trouble with hard pan, but a little bit of hard pan is okay. I just scrape it off. And then I've actually been using, I haven't been reaching for my MAC Viva Glam lip palette that much this week because I'm working through my new lip palette. But I had honestly no idea what I was going to do with this like darkest shade after I hit pan on it. I realized I can use it in my blush because I was already using like a dark lip liner as a part of my like contour mix in the past, and I used that up already. So I was like, why don't I just move along and you know, use that one now. So I'm hoping I'll be able to actually make a good dent in that one, even despite not using it on my lips. All right, so from here I tend to put a little bit of, do I have it with me? Honestly, I just like need a little bit of something to kind of make it more emollient. So I am going to use actually gonna use a primer. This is the e.l.f. Hydro Grip Primer. It's like pretty, so I just like put 2 dots like that. And then mix that together and you'll see it kind of form into like, might have put too much of the blush in there. Well, that's kind of the fun of it. So you see there, it kind of transformed into like a bronzy shade. And I'll just like swipe whatever's on my finger, like on my face to start. Okay, so let's make the blush really quick and then we'll like apply everything. So for the blush, I've actually been using the pink shade from my eye palette. It seems super metallic, but it actually shows up, it actually works just fine as a blush shade. So I do the same thing I've been doing about, I think actually 2 stripes of that, just in case the glitter, or not the glitter, but the shimmer comes through too strong. Like I'm not really a shimmery blush type of person. Sorry, I have my makeup eraser nearby, just to like wipe my fingers and stuff in between. And then I've been going back into this and then picking up actually the pinkier shade up here, which I also don't like on my lips that much, but I like it just fine in the blush. So I've been putting that, a few stripes of that onto my little mix here. And again, just to make it more emollient, 2 drops of that. And then mixing that together. And you see, it's a really, really pretty shade. Like super, super pretty. So I'm just gonna tap that on there. And then sometimes if I'm using up something, I actually am trying to use up this Franken lipstick. So I usually pop just a tad into my lips. I want like a primer, like a lip primer because it's so balmy. Then I throw that on there because it shears out really, really fast. And then I try to do my blush first because, you know, I don't want to darken my sponge too quickly. And then I basically just blend it like a lot. And take whatever is left pretty much and do that on the other side. And that's pretty much the blush. Like, that's really nice. And then now I'm going to be doing the bronzer, so I'm going to just really push it into the sponge, let it soak up what it needs to, and then blend it onto my face. And then take the other half and do the other side. So yeah, I find like applying product straight on my face can leave splotches. Applying it straight onto the sponge can sometimes be a little bit too much and thus it applies too much to my face. So I find that blending it a lot on my hand and then blending it more into the sponge allows the sponge to pick up just a little bit to like not make it super harsh on my face. So that's pretty much it. I've really, really been enjoying that process. I feel like I get to Franken and get to experiment every day on my hands. And it does lengthen the process quite a bit. So, but I often allocate a little bit of time in my day for this. So yeah, honestly, that's been super, super fun. So really happy with that little process there. And I also be able to like use up other things. What did I just say? I'm also able to use of other things along the way as well, like this primer, like this lipstick, and even some things like in very unconventional ways. So that's been really interesting and I've been enjoying that so far. So I think I'll do that for at least a few more weeks until I feel like I don't want to anymore. Anyways, so let's move on to the next part of my touch up, which is honestly just like most of my makeup routine. Let's do how much help do my eyes need? Maybe a little bit, but why don't I just show you guys what I've been doing. So again, take the tip of my sponge here, and I've been working at my base here. So I just pop that all over. Ooh. And then my sponge almost rolled off the table. And then I have been still using my House Labs palette here, and I'll show you kind of how I use the shades. I guess you can call it wasteful, but sometimes I like to tell myself, as much as I'm not using all the product, like a lot of it ends up on the back of my hand, as much as I'm not using it all on my eyes, you know, like I'm my own makeup artist, and makeup artists do mix and match, and they dab things and they swatch things, and they, you know, I feel like it's not waste. I don't want to call it waste, but it's like part of the process to have, to be testing and to be mixing and like stuff like that. So that's, I'm just justifying it that way. Anyways, I'm my own makeup artist. I like that. So anyways, I mixed these two as my base shade. And you can see those nice pans there. So it does load up quite a bit on my brush. So I just try to get like the first bit of it off. It's so pretty. Like, I honestly wish I could be wearing all of that on my eyes, but it ends up just migrating all over my, like, down my cheeks. So it's not that fun at the end of the day to do that. So just dab off a bit of the excess and then pop that on, and just gives the right amount of shimmer that I like. I wish I could go super intense, but that's just like not my style. And then I just take another blending brush, and I've been mainly going into just this shade lately. I was mixing the two, but one, I want to hit pan on this shade, but also I've been using this shade as a shadow liner. I just dab off a little bit. This honestly doesn't, it's kind of picks up pretty sheer and applies really sheer, so I don't feel as concerned about it. But yeah, I think because I've been using the darkest shade as a shadow liner anyways, I don't necessarily feel like I have to. Just been swiping on the side here. Sorry if you can't tell. And then this one I really have to dab off. Like, it's just really has a ton. So I first pop it into my eyebrows, just a tad, to kick off any like super dark shadow. And then this is literally the shadowest of the shadow liners. It's not even trying to be a liner, it's literally trying to be a shadow. Like shadow literally in terms of like light shadow, not even eyeshadow. So yeah, I can sometimes like barely even tell if I'm doing anything, but I think it kind of is. So that's my interpretation of shadow liner for myself and for my style. I'll take it. So that's pretty much it for the eyes. I'm going to, let's do the powders, and then I'll do my mascara. I've been using my Sephora powder as a contour topper, mainly to get through it. I don't think I really need it, to be honest, but I don't know. I don't like having powders that are like not my shade in my collection, so that is why it is getting used. You can probably even tell, you probably can't even tell a difference, but that is okay with me. Still been really enjoying my DIY loose powder compact, so I just take some of that, take whatever was on the puff, mattify myself. Ooh, sorry if you could see the kick up there. I have a nasty breakout right here. Since I've gotten, I'll say it nicely, since I've matured, since my skin has matured, it's actually been less prone to breakouts. So this one popped up and I was like, man, I thought I was done, but never will be, right? Never will be. My hormones are still going crazy from like pregnancy and postpartum, so I really should be expecting it. Shouldn't be a surprise. And then from there, I basically do my mascara, which I did break out a new mascara. Let me pull out the old one. I was going to show the ins and outs, but I might as well show you guys along the way. I was using this Maybelline Surreal mascara, and I actually even put in my deck of panning, but I just found that at the end of the day, I was just like, it was just smudging all over, especially after I washed my face. I'd like wake up the next day and I'd have like these black smudges under my eyes, and I'd be like constantly using Q-tips to like clean up under my eyes. One, I don't feel like that's super great for my under eye area. Two, I already feel like I'm dealing with bags and with darkness under there, so I just was honestly over it. So yeah, so I'm just going to declutter this and call it a fail. Like, mascaras are honestly the only thing I declutter. My standard for mascaras is so high. So I did pull in the Estee Lauder Little Black Primer. What is this called? Not sample, like travel size that I have, that I picked up a while back, and so far it's been pretty nice. I always sanitize my my eyelash curler because I've had trouble with styes in the past. So clean your tools, clean your tools. I'm gonna get super close up to you guys because there's a mirror in front of me, but I kind of need to be just a tad closer to actually not injure myself. Isn't it crazy that we use like basically torture devices on our faces? Nuts. Anyways, so I'm gonna apply this. Yeah, and I like that not a ton comes out on the wand. Like I feel like the stopper is like much tighter than other mascaras conventionally, or like that's out in the market these days. And since it's marketed as a primer, it's supposed to be a really, really light coat anyways, if you guys can't tell. And I prefer that for my lashes. I don't have particularly long lashes, but when I curl them, they really do you can see them, which is nice. And yeah, I find that the curl doesn't like fall too much with this mascara. I'm only a few days in, so I'll keep figuring this one out. From there, I basically spray my face. I am very generous. And also this mister is super fine. This mister came from the MAC Fix Plus, like there's actual setting spray one, not just the regular, this is just regular Fix Plus. Yeah. So I find that it's a really, really fine mist. And yeah, even though I do so many pumps, it honestly doesn't use up that much of the spray, so that's nice. Okay, I think that's it for my makeup. Sorry, now I'm looking at like a mess in front of me, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to include in my makeup date or not. So let's actually move into the usual makeup date, which is my ins and my outs. So I had a few like shower bath related outs. I've been kind of waiting on these to be out for a while. So I used up my Sephora Monoi shower oil. It was really just like a bath body wash. It suds and everything. It wasn't like an oil. So wouldn't recommend, I wouldn't pick it up again. And honestly, it was only like 6.5 ounces. So it didn't like, I'm not that picky. So this one is out. I think I bought it to get to like some points or something. Again, don't do it for the points. My Sephora Super Glow Cleansing Powder. I love powder cleansers. This one got me onto the powder cleanser train. And yeah, this one's done. There's like a little something in there. I don't know if it's hardened or if it's some kind of like absorbent thing that was kind of like in the dermalogical one. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. And what I did was this was on sale. And I actually like picked up an alternative before I saw it on sale. So I'm gonna try to just use the alternative first. This is actually, I think, a Spanish brand, which is really interesting. This is the Asepsia Pina. So it's like a pineapple base. It's like basically an enzyme facial powder cleanser, which I thought was really cool. And plus the bottle is creative, not necessarily something I would pick up, but I thought it was creative. And yeah, this has almost twice the amount. This one has 25 grams. This one has 42 grams in it, and it is cheaper on Amazon. So I'm gonna see how this is for me, because I am out of body wash and face wash pretty much in my shower now. I'm seeing if I can use this for both, and if it can use for me. Oftentimes these do suds up for me. So I'm seeing if that'll work. If it doesn't work, I might actually have to, really purchase a body wash, because I do enjoy using body wash. But yeah, this is pretty much my facial cleanser for now. And if I have like a lot of makeup on and really need to take something off, I've been using a cleansing oil, mainly my Boscia one. As you can see, there's only about half left in here. That's because I'm splitting the bottle between half in my shower and half out on my countertop here. And that is actually a really, really good segue into a project that I'm preparing for, which sounds weird, but that's pretty much what I'm doing. So I was talking about the Turn and Burn project, and that was like a project that I included in my deck of panning because I'm not actively participating in it right now. But the more I've been looking at my collection, I'm like, oh, actually I'm moving a lot into my sample products, because I just worked through a lot of my full-size products, which is amazing. But that means that I feel like this is the right time to like probably do my intro to my Turn and Burn project in like a month or two. But I just wanted to highlight a few products that I've been working on in my collection, that are kind of in that deluxe size category or like sample category. Let me pull myself together here and be able to show you guys what I am thinking about. So I have this whole bag here that I'm preparing for the Turn and Burn project, but I think I do want to highlight a few things. Maybe I already pulled everything out, but okay. Anyways, just like get out of my head a little bit. So the things that I have been using regularly that I would consider as like a sample size is, I just mentioned the Bush cleansing oil. I did just feature this. This is, I think, like half size of the Power Grip Primer, and it looks like I have already a good chunk of this done. So I have a good ways to go. I am trying to use up the sample of a foundation from MAC. Did a few mix-ins with that and just still needed good working through that. I've been going through a Jack Black oil-free moisturizer. I don't even know if they sell this. I just got this off of like a resale site, and yeah, I like this. It's lighter, and I am preferring lighter moisturizers on my face right now. So this one has been a nice one. This is half an ounce. And then I already mentioned the little black primer from Estee Lauder that I've been using. And then in this, I'm not going to go through everything, but I think I do have a few more beefy products, if you will. For one would be the Release moisturizer. That one is technically not the full size. I also did throw in my Rocketeur blush. This is like one of the main foundation or main makeup products in here. So yeah, I'm gonna throw it into the project at some point and see how I can work into my kind of routine, but we'll see how that goes. But anyhow, I think that's been some things I've been thinking about. And one other thing that I was thinking about, but I think I've figured it out, was I got super excited when I walked into a Japanese grocery store in my area, and it's like a mid-high tier kind of grocery store, like super well laid out, really organized, and they actually had like a Japanese beauty section. And I think it's more like Asian. I think I saw some Korean brands there too, but I was so excited. I was like, wow, like I have access to Asian beauty. For one, I don't really need anything right now. I have everything that I need, so I wasn't really there to like buy anything, but it was tempting to be like, wow, this is a whole new area of beauty that has basically opened up to me that I could be dipping my toes into like when I'm ready to. So I just like got my mind thinking like, what exactly do I want? Can I like, is anything new that I end up buying is going to come from like Japanese beauty or Asian beauty, right? I've already been looking a lot more into tubing mascaras. I have a few things that I guess are more akin to the Asian beauty space, like the powder cleansers. Like I like using their like bath towel scrubs things to wash myself. So I feel like there's already some things, or like milky toner, stuff like that, right? That I feel like is also very big in the Asian beauty space. So part of me is like, oh, is that where all my makeup should come from next? And so I did, kind of being the impulsive person I am, I went ahead and actually revisited that store again today and really took a good look at their offerings. And well, for one, I think that the style, especially for makeup products in the Asian beauty world, still doesn't quite match my aesthetic. Like, yeah, I'm pretty simple. I like a really clear sheer eyeshadow look. I like my base to be like, you know, pretty simple and stuff like that too. But I think overall I didn't quite find anything that really jumped out to me. And plus, I think, yes, I'm Asian, like fully acknowledge that. But I don't know Japanese, I don't know Korean, so it's still very much like a culture shock in some ways to me. When I do look at the products and I can't read anything, I can't read the claims, I don't know how it's going to perform, I can't read the ingredients. And like, you know, there are English labels, of course, on there, but it's not everything. And so I feel like there's just still a barrier for me, and I will have to, if I do really want to move if I do really want to look into products from that beauty space, like I'll probably really be relying on online reviews and buying from online stores and things like that. Um, and I think especially for new stuff for me, I really want to be able to swatch and be able to play and be able to like look at them in person and not just purely rely on online reviews, because that's kind of the fun, I think, of new products to me. I want to be drawn to it for what it is and not necessarily be like I've had so many letdowns of just like reading reviews and like hoping it'll work for me, and why isn't it working for someone else, or working for me like it does for someone else. And so yeah, I might have to revisit that a little bit later on, but for now the desire is quelled and I think I want to just go right back into project planning and getting products out of my collection. um so yeah, that's kind of where my thoughts are right now, and I wanted to share that in this makeup date. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and it was a little bit of a different format, different feel, and but I hope that, you know, it was still good to kind of enter into my makeup brain a little bit. All right, I'll stop rambling. I'll let you go. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.